Hi everybody, I have nowhere to sit my phone, so sorry if this looks a little awkward, but thank you for coming back to the channel. Or if you're new here, my name's Selah. Eric is currently at work, but right now I'm in Pensacola because my dad is doing the wheel wells for us today. So the plastic ones that came in it were a little cracked, a little brittle, a little broken. So we are going to be welding in steel ones today. Well, not we, my father. I don't know how to do that. Hopefully by the end of today we have some good looking wheel wells that are ready for everything that needs to go on top of them, but who knows how it's going to go. The weather's looking a little iffy and my dad cannot operate his shop when there's lightning. So we'll see how it goes. Wish us luck, and I will check in with y'all in a minute.
When we get it straight, and then see, we'll get it all tacked together, and then that'll kind of help it hold everything to hold itself so it doesn't warp and pull, especially when we're using metal this thin.
What you 66 and a half. Exactly.
So we need a 7 by 66 and a half and a 16 by 66 and a half. That'll do the back side and the top side. Once we get the top on, it'll be like up against here. Then we'll weld a piece of angle on it so you guys can drill through and rivet.
Okay. The passenger side wheel well is complete. As you can see, it looks fantastic. I am so thankful that my dad spent his day doing that because it looks great. There's no way it would have turned out nearly that good without him. And I'm super excited to see how the other one turns out, but I'm not gonna see that until tomorrow just because that one took so long that we're just calling it a day. It's super windy outside anyway, which I know is kind of messing with his welding, kind of leaving gaps in between the welds and stuff. Like, I don't know. I'll show you a close-up of kind of like all the seams and how it turned out and everything, but we have all the measurements for tomorrow, so tomorrow should go a little smoother than today did. But all in all, it went pretty smooth. I'm happy with how it turned out, and yeah, well, I will see you guys tomorrow. Okay, it's been a few days. After we left on Thursday, after getting the passenger side wheel well done, my dad rubbed his eye when he got home and he got something in it, so he's been out of commission for the last few days. So we took advantage of the weekend to go ahead, drill out the rivets that are holding this trim piece on, just fill it full of sealant, because this piece and this piece meet, and they're held together by rivets occasionally, so there's a lot of gapping and exposure for like water to get into the insulation underneath the subfloor and stuff. So just filled that full of sealant, reinstalled the trim pieces, and then sealed the top of it with that Sikaflex 221. I don't know, I'll insert a clip showing you guys exactly what I'm talking about in case you're not familiar with it, but it's what all the Airstream forums recommended, so that's what we're rolling with. Today's Monday now, and we are gonna get the driver's side wheel well put in, and then hopefully tonight we'll be able to bring the Airstream back home, but we'll see how that goes. Still quite large.
It's still quite large.
Okay, that didn't work out quite as well as we hoped it would, but it's okay. He said he's gonna just weld the gap and that'll be fine. It'll just take a little bit more time. Oh gosh, that kind of rhymed. Oh my gosh. So he's going to work on cutting the top piece while I go get lunch picked up for him. And then we're gonna eat, and then we'll go back to constructing the wheel well. His employee's almost at a stopping point to where he can put that piece of angled steel into the mill and drill some holes into like precise locations so it doesn't look like garbage. And then we're going to weld that to the top of the wheel well and then use rivets. We're gonna wet rivet the shell to the piece of angle. This is really hard to explain. I'll just show you guys. Okay, so this piece has been finished being machined and painted. I just used this paint right here to kind of give another extra barrier between the steel and the aluminum. And then I'm also going to take this 1/2-inch butyl tape that I got this morning and put it along the top and bottom of the holes that we drilled out for the rivets just to seal it. Yeah, so we're just waiting for the paint to dry. I'm going to apply that butyl tape, and then my dad is going to go ahead and weld it in. But we can't actually put the rivets in yet because my dad's air compressor over there, the hose isn't long enough to reach the trailer. So Eric's either gonna have to bring a compressor here or we're just gonna have to rivet it whenever we get home. That's messy, but it's better than nothing, I guess. Well, it pushes against that plate, so none of this is touching the wall. Okay, we way over engineered the whole thing for nothing. We just had to cut the piece that we machined that recess into 2 pieces because it wasn't laying flush with that outlet thing right there. So we just had to cut it into 2 pieces, and then we'll have to seal the gap that is left underneath that outlet separately, instead of having that small skinny piece go underneath it. Okay, this is not the outro, but I just wanted to kind of bring this to a close because this was the last stuff we had to do at the shop. So hopefully Eric will get off work at a decent time tonight so that we can bring it home. But regardless, you guys will see him before the video ends. We have to rivet the shell to the angled pieces of metal. We've got to seal some last minute things, and then paint. We have to paint those because they will rust. But other than that, like, wheel wells are constructed. Like, that's crazy. Yeah, again, could not have done this without my dad and his machinist. So I don't know. I'm like amazed that there are wheel wells behind me right now. Hopefully I'll see you guys again tonight if we come pick up the airstream, but if not tonight, then probably tomorrow. It depends. So I will see you guys then. Oh my gosh, I apologize for how trash the quality is going to be on this video. Eric is literally just now getting home from work and it is dark outside, but that's not stopping us from going to get the airstream, apparently. So yeah, he didn't want to leave it there another night, so we're just going to go get it. I don't think we're going to do anything to it since how I left it, but I'm not sure. I guess we'll find out when we get there. Oh my gosh, my lights just turned off. Okay, well.
You gotta lock the door.
Okay, so now I'm about to get started on painting these wheel wells just with that same paint that I painted the pieces of angled steel with on the inside. I don't really think there's a whole lot of point in me recording that though, because it's just painting. So I will be back when Eric gets here, and then after that we'll be working on riveting these pieces to the shell. So we got the wheel wells riveted to the shell, we got them painted, they look fantastic, super happy with how they turned out. But I mean, that's pretty much it. We just have to paint the outside part of the wheel wells and then seal everything, but I feel like all that is pretty self-explanatory. Oh my god. I feel like all of that is pretty self-explanatory, so don't really feel a need to include that in the video, and we don't feel like doing it right now anyway. So this is pretty much where the video is just gonna end. Thank you again to my dad for taking so much time out of your week for the wheel wells. And as for the rest of you, hopefully we'll see you again next Thursday at 3 p.m. CST.
How do you remember that so easy?
What?
You remember that too easy. I always say 12.
Well, hopefully we'll see you again next Thursday at 3. Bye.